Introducing the Refresher Lift from the Clinique of Plastic Surgery.
What is the refresher lift? The refresher lift is a combination of procedure which I have grouped to help achieving a natural rejuvenation with the shortest possible incision as well as long-lasting result. So taking Janelle as an example, I'd like to show you how a face ages essentially. So early on the face aged mostly by deflation. You see the cheekbone start looking a little bit more hollow, and as they deflate you see less of a clean jawline, and eventually the neck skin start becoming a little bit more stretched and relaxed and blunt the neck angle. So technically, as we want to rejuvenate the face in a natural fashion, we like to reestablish, number one, the fullness of the cheek, which is done with several methods, but in the refresher lift we do it by excising some of the tissue underneath and uplifting the muscle in a very vertical way. So basically it brings the cheek up superiorly, giving you the fullness of a more youthful face. At the same time, we eventually will slim the fat that's along the jawline and pull the skin backward, which gives you a much more sharper jawline. And similarly, we also do an uplift of the skin of the neck, which gives you obviously a very sharp, very fresh looking neck. Okay? So once we have done this from using an internal removal of the tissue, an internal uplift of the tissue, we obviously have to remove the excess skin. Now, one point that I make to all my patients is that I want to keep the hairline as low as possible. Now, a high hairline is essentially natural, and that's what you see in all the facelift technique, where the hairline has moved way up in the temple. A more youthful face is a low hairline. When you displace the hairline unnaturally high, you create a telltale of a facelift. So having done the internal repair, now we have to pass to the skin removal. As we remove the skin, the older technique usually ended up uplifting the temple hair and moving them backward, which produce obvious sign of a facelift. I like to keep my hairline down. I like to keep it as low as possible so that the face has a more youthful look. Now to do this, we weave the incision into the lower hairline, not in a straight line so that it camouflages the scar, and then move it into the ear and shortly in the back of the ear. Depending on the amount of skin to be removed in the neck, the incision can be lengthened as needed. For a younger woman like her, the incision could easily stop at the back of the earlobe, and essentially the whole thing is picked up in a very natural fashion. Now, having thought about the refresher lift, which is basically the central module of facial rejuvenation, we might do a few additional procedures around it to try to help opening the eye, such as a brow lift, which basically opens the eye at the same time as we uplift the face. So it gives a more glamorous look to the eye, a less frowny look to the eyes. As we do the brow lift, we also strip the muscle here, reduce the frown line. Often I do fill up of the lip with fat or other filler. And basically, if the neck presents with little muscle band or the little string that you see here, a neck plication, which is basically a little suturing of this muscle band, is performed under the skin. For that, a small incision is performed underneath the chin, which basically is not visible. So having done this, we can achieve a very natural result to the face with, essentially minimal scar, minimal displacement of the hairline, and essentially a very long-lasting facial rejuvenation.
Introducing the Refresher Lift from the Clinique of Plastic Surgery. Look, if you want great results, do what I did. Call Clinique 1 today.